This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast. Betsy.
Marcy.
I'm so excited about our guest today.
Me too. I'm so pumped.
Yes, we have today on the podcast, we have author, photographer, and co-creator of Haunt the Johnsons on Audible, Mandee Johnson. Welcome.
Hi guys. Thanks for having me.
We're so excited. So this is a first time meeting you. So this is always fun.
It's always exciting.
Yeah. Tell us about Haunt the Johnsons.
So Haunt the Johnsons is a young adult comedy ghost adventure story that's available on Audible. It's a multicast audio show. It's fully scripted. It has Aisha D, Shalita Grant, Langston Kerwin, Kristen Shaw, Rich Fulcher, Joel Kim Booster, Rebecca Johnson, Matt McCarthy, Ron Oler. It's packed with tons of great
Star-studded.
I know, it's stacked.
Yeah, Andy Peters. It's got like 8 main characters, 5 of which are ghosts.
Awesome.
Right up our alley.
Yeah. When we sold the show, we were truly like, what can we do in audio that will be amusing to us? And it was ghosts.
Ghosts.
Why would you have ghosts in audio? And then 4 years later, when we went to mix it, they were like, so what do ghosts sound like? We're like, oh, we'll get back to you.
Oh yeah. What do they sound like?
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah. We used like some frighteners, like touchstones of like some sparkly explosion-y sounds when they enter and exit. And then like a slight like echo when they first start talking.
Oh,
but
that's
nothing like
fun.
Yeah, but nothing too annoying because like you don't want it to be echoey the whole time because they talk a lot. You
didn't make all the actors just be like, hey.
They talk into one of those, what is it, the Zoob tube? Remember those when we were a kid?
Yes, I remember those.
It was all done in post, so they all got to record totally normal.
Nice. I never thought, of course you have to figure out a way to be like, rather than every time being like, a ghost just entered. Like, you have to figure out an audible way to be like, oh, here we go. I never thought of that.
Truly, I didn't think about it, and neither did my co-creator and co-producer Joel Mandelkorn until about a year ago when our post team was like, great guys, everything's recorded. We're ready to start doing the post sound. So how do ghosts sound to you? And we're like, oh, this very funny joke that we found amusing for 3 years that we sold an audio show with ghosts is now really on us. We have to figure out how we identify them to people that don't know this story.
Right. Oh, gosh.
Now,
but you figured it out.
I think we did okay.
Ghosts on this podcast sound like me yawning.
Yeah.
People are like, I heard someone gasp. I was like, that was me yawning.
Yeah, it's Marcy yawning while I read
Or a
to
ghost coming through you.
Or a ghost coming right out my mouth.
And into the mic. Onto the mic.
Yeah, they were using your body to give them a voice. So
there we go.
And
we figured it out.
Is this a limited series or will it have seasons or?
Well, we'll see. There's definitely lots of room for more seasons in audio. There's room for it to become an animated show. There's room for it to have lots of different like graphic novels. It's very fun. It's very like almost Nancy Drew-esque. She has to solve mysteries and save the town. And she's got a lot of help and fun along the way. There is very silly things that happen in it. And there's a handful of like meta jokes towards the end of the series, but It's just a very, very silly series that I truly can't believe we got to make in a way because it's so dumb.
So cool, though.
What a dream. Isn't that the most fun? Where you're like, I can't believe we're doing this. Like,
and when we sold it, the mandate was like 6 hours. So the show is 8 hours long. It's 16 episodes. It's a full like TV series, and it's definitely my co-producer loves to call it a young adult saga. He likes to use the word saga with them.
I'm into those.
This sounds
into
great.
those.
I am too. Riverdale. Give me Riverdale.
It's like Riverdale with ghosts. It could be like one of, you know how like Riverdale and Sabrina kind of all exist in this like slightly alt universe.
Yes.
I feel like the Johnsons exist in like could be like a spinoff of that kind of style of a universe.
That's cool. That's
fun.
Well,
I'm sold. I was sold before. Now I'm really sold.
So our listeners should get in on the ground floor.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Well, we're going to just start by asking you the same question that we ask all of our guests at the top of the show, which is, what, if anything, do you believe about the paranormal?
So I definitely think that there is life outside of our planet, because I think if you don't believe that, you're an idiot. Like the universe is like too big. We don't know enough about it. It's like too expansive to believe that we're the only planet with like intelligent human beings seems so self-centered in a weird way, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely believe in that. I don't have any like any additional theories. I'm just like, of course there's life out there. Of course there is.
Right.
They probably found us and thought we're gross people that are killing our planet and don't want anything to do with us.
Absolutely. They're watching us and they're just like, oh, woof.
They're like, these dumb idiots.
Yeah.
I was like, hopefully they think of us like raccoons. They're like, you're playing in trash, but you're kind of cute.
Yeah. You look fuzzy.
Oh, look at their big bellies.
I feel like I can't pet you because you might bite me, though.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like, you're damn right you can't touch us.
And I also like to think that we don't know enough about what happens after death to really have a formed opinions of like if ghosts are real, if they're not real. Like if I definitely think that there are like presence, or like my boyfriend has like deja vu constantly, which I've never had, but
wait, you've never had deja vu?
He has it all the time. I'm like, what does it feel like? But he has it all the time. He'll just randomly be like, I'm having deja vu right now. And I'm like, really? I just never have it. It's not fair.
Wow.
But I definitely believe that there is like an idea of like presence that stick around, or like not necessarily past lives, but that like souls can definitely like feel longer or maybe intertwined in previous existences, or like we like to joke around a lot about like parallel universes, like, oh, in a parallel universe, you're totally working advertising, you know, because it's a lot of your brain, but like you don't want to do that here. But I feel like another version of you does that somewhere else.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, another version of me is probably like a chef because I like cooking so much or something, but like, so I definitely feel like maybe it's not like past lives, but just maybe other universes. And I don't have any substantial long thoughts on it, but I just believe it. Like, sure, like we don't know everything. Like there's a lot of that could exist. Why would I fight that idea of a possibility?
Right.
That makes sense. Like your sliding door version.
Yeah.
Oh, short hair.
Missing trains.
Everything else. Missing trains.
That's all I know about it too.
I truly don't remember much of that movie.
We know so little about our actual like universe and stuff. It feels crazy to think that we're so definitive that there couldn't be a parallel universe or a parallel dimension.
We don't even know what's in the ocean. I'm sorry, I just interrupted.
No, but exactly. It's like we know so little. How can we so definitively say that these things don't exist, you know?
Yeah.
I agree. And it drives me nuts when people try to bring like facts to something like this, where I'm like, but we didn't know what atoms were, you know, like we're constantly learning stuff. You can't just be like, well, science says this. It's plastic. It grows. It doesn't stay like that's just what it is. Like they find out new stuff all the time. Do you know they didn't know how anesthesia worked until until like last year? They're like, we know it works, but we don't know exactly
But we don't
what
know
it does.
how.
We know it puts you to sleep, but we're just not quite sure what it does to your body.
Sometimes it does kill people, but we don't know why it's doing that.
We try really hard not to murder them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our goal, is to not really murder them.
My thing is I just give them enough till their eyes close, and then if their eyes flutter, I give them a little bit more.
I mean, there's tons of stories of people waking up in the middle of surgeries and the anesthesiologist having to give them more, which I guess is maybe better because they didn't give them too much.
Yeah.
But also it sounds horrifying to wake up in the middle of a surgery. It sounds like definitely not what I'd want.
I did one time. So I got like it was a surgery on my toe, and
I love this story.
and I got the shot that they give you that then makes you from your waist down numb, so you can't feel anything, and then like a local anesthesia. How do you say it? Yeah, and anesthetic. And so I was like drifting in and out, and they're like, you'll probably sleep during the whole thing. And I woke up, and so it's nasty. I had a bone spurt coming out of my big toe, and so that's what it was for. And I wake up, and I like lift my head up, and I look down, and I see the doctor with like a pick and a hammer just nailing my foot. And I was just like, I was very messed up on the drugs, and I was just like, whoa, man.
I feel like that's way more calm than I'd be. I feel like I would have like flinched and like screwed everything up.
Well, I was I was pretty messed up on everything and couldn't move my bottom half. So I was just kind of like, oh, wow. Okay, man.
Wait, the last time I had a surgical procedure, they like put me on the table like I was a death row inmate where they strapped my arms down and stuff. So I couldn't have done that.
Wait,
That's
what
so
were you
scary.
having done to you?
I can't tell you my personal business, but it was like a
okay.
surgery where they were just like, because I was like, oh, that's probably so you don't move during it if you were to wake up, you know?
Oh, sure.
That's
That makes
so
sense. Yeah.
scary.
Or maybe I just dreamed that happened and it didn't at all. But I woke up during my wisdom teeth surgery.
Oh yeah, I've never woken up during any of my. They knocked me the fuck out in all my surgeries.
Yeah. I woke up.
But that was like,
Yeah.
with I meant like in your mouth.
Yeah. I woke up because I think when they were getting one of the teeth out, I think they might have like cracked it or like, and so I woke up. I heard myself scream and I woke up.
Ew.
You screamed yourself awake.
But I didn't like, those like Twilight kind of drugs where like, I'm sure that it hurt me, but I don't remember that it hurt me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I just was like, oh.
I like the idea that you screamed yourself awake through a drug-induced sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Also, the doctor had to be like, I gotta do better. This happens to me. It happens all the time.
The assistants are just like, man,
He does it
come
Constantly.
on.
He always slips in their mouth.
He always slips. Ew.
What about anything else? Like when it comes to kind of maybe more like demon cryptid, that kind of stuff, or you know.
I guess I haven't spent a lot of time. Like we all watch like sci-fi, like vampires, demons, like witches. Like I think that like there's versions of witchcraft that's probably like pagan rituals of people putting energy out into things, whether it be. I'm not a big crystal girl, but I understand that like I have friends of mine who like crystals and they're like, when I touch this crystal, it makes me remember to be thoughtful or, grateful or all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I understand having a touchstone for that or like having maybe like rituals you do to help remind you to have an energy in your life.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know if I necessarily believe that those things impact your life if you don't actively work like it's not like you're like I did this thing and I can keep doing everything else normal and I'm going to get all this stuff from it. I think those are practices people do to try to actively remind them to kind of put out the energy that they want to bring back into their lives more.
Right. 'Cause I remember being so like, Crystal, that's stupid. What is this shit? Like rocks can't do that. And then the more I talk to people, it was that thing where it's like, well, it's kind of more just a nice reminder to, and it's just like calming or whatever it might be. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's really great. I'm sorry I judged you. And
I mean, there are people that just collect them and, have different opinions about them than that. But to me, that makes sense. I understand wanting to have like a physical reminder for something.
Yeah. Yep.
When I was in New York and I was doing improv and sort of like still not 100% sure of myself, but, performing at the UCB on a house team, I would put like certain types of crystals in my pockets for shows, maybe a bit to like remind me to have like the courage, or like I was like, well, this will help me in some way. Either it reminds me and I touch it. If I feel like I'm stuck, I'll just put my hand in my pocket and it'll be there. So I was I'm one of those crystal girls, I guess.
I mean, I don't think it's that much different than people who would carry around a rabbit's foot or like feel like they have to wear the same socks because on every baseball team game thing, or like they have to touch the bat 5 times and the ball 2 times. Otherwise the Saints whatever team won't win, whatever it is. Like, it's all superstitious, like, beliefs, but I think that it's a practice of trying to put out an energy in the world that you want your life to reflect.
Yeah.
Right.
And if having physical reminders of that helps you, sure.
Yeah.
All the power to you,
Yeah. I was very superstitious, still kind of am, but like there have been times where I get like a new pair of shoes and I wear them to a show, and then if I have a shitty show, I'm like, I'm never wearing those shoes on stage again.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember once doing a show, and I remember specifically that my hair was really bad, and then I was like, I have to do my hair before shows. I cannot go to shows with bad hair anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think all that kind of stuff is similar. You just want to have good vibes out in the world, and you want to like feel confident, and feel like you're representing
but
a
also
good version of yourself.
If you do a bad show, you can at least look nice.
True.
Yeah.
I really was like, oh, it's my bangs. My bangs are why it was bad.
My bangs are slowing my mind down. My bangs aren't letting me listen. Okay. Cool.
I at least want the photos to look good, even if the comedy wasn't great.
Yes.
So do you have any personal paranormal experiences?
This was a stumper for me, and it really took me a long time. And I like talked to a bunch of friends about things in my life. And then my boyfriend reminded me of this story. And then I like looked up the campground of it afterwards. But when we've been dating for ages. When we were very first dating, we drove across the country, like within our first year of our relationship. We were still in college. And so we didn't have a ton of money. So we did like a half camping, half hotel drive across the country.
Yeah.
And one of the places we stopped was Bannock, Montana, which is a really, really cool ghost town. It's like it's like a state park. And so it's really well maintained, and there's no like gross reenactments. There's no like gross, like stuff you can buy, it's just like a really well preserved ghost town.
Wow.
And there's a campground right there. And I was like, great, we'll like go to the ghost town. We'll stay at this campground. And like, I didn't really think much of it when I was in my 20s. And then when we stayed there that night, I woke up in the middle of the night, and to me, he thinks it was a deer, but to me, it sounded like there was a man walking around our tent. And I woke him up because I was like, there's a human being outside of our tent. And I'm worried that they're going to murder us.
Yes.
Yep.
And he was like, do you want to look? And I was like, no.
No, but let's just be awake for it.
Yeah. And so eventually the walkings, but it was like, it felt very like slow walking, very heavier than like a deer, like a bigger footprint than a deer. And eventually it stopped, or they went away, or I'm old, so it's been a while, but we were up for a while, but I didn't want to leave the tent. I didn't like want to put on glasses and like go look. And then when I was getting ready for this podcast, my boyfriend reminded me of this time, and I looked it up, and the campgrounds are supposedly haunted by, and I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, the sheriff, Henry Plummer, who was hanged when they found out he was secretly leading a ruthless band of road agents called the Innocents, who robbed and murdered gold miners traveling to and from Virginia City. And he was hanged in 1864 when he was still the sheriff. And it said that his ghost decided wandering the towns and campsites that night.
With big old boots. Big old slow boots.
Slow walking cop shoes.
Yes.
Ooh.
So it makes that actually, I'll buy it 100%. Henry
Yes.
walked all the way around our tent because I would,
Absolutely.
like, I was like, that is not an animal. It was like too slow, too heavy to be an animal. Because when I woke up, I definitely thought I was like, there's a man walking around our tent.
Oh, that is so scary.
God, yeah, that would, ugh, especially because you hear all these stories about national parks and, you know, people going missing in them all the time. It's too scary.
It's too scary.
Yeah. Now when we camp, we travel with what we like to call our murder knife, which is just a dagger.
Oh,
And then it's
Holy
like a
shit. Cool.
my friend gave it to, I was a groomsman at my friend's wedding a long time ago, and that was his groomsman gift to all of us. It's like a Smith and Wesson dagger.
oh my God.
my
It's
God.
it's like a real, like, it's like the thing you stab zombies in the head.
Oh my God. What a funny wedding gift. Like,
Yeah, and I was like, I'm flying. You know, you have to mail this to me, right? I was like, I can't take this on a plane.
I can't fly with this. That's so funny.
But now I sleep with that. Like when we camp, I sleep with it where I can like reach it from the sleeping bag.
Oh my God.
Just in case. Because I don't know. I feel like any campground is a place you can get murdered.
it's scary, man. It's so scary.
I'm like, you're all by yourself. We went and like over the pandemic went camping. And I was like, oh, like an hour, you drive an hour off, you know, from on a dirt road. You have no cell service. There's just a bunch of random buildings and like cellar doors, but like they're just doors that lead into the ground. And you're like, this is definitely where we die.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're so brave.
You're camping near like bunkers and stuff.
I mean, it was just like a camp. It was like a, what do they call it? Hip camp, you know? And so they had like little cabins.
Yes.
And they're definitely like, I mean, like I grew up in the Midwest. So like it's a cellar door, like that goes into like the side of a mountain where they would store things to keep it cool.
Yeah.
But if you're watching a horror film, that's like where they chain people up.
Oh, for sure.
Yes. And a
100%.
real life film sometimes.
Yeah, if you're watching the news, the news, sometimes.
That's just like, or a Tuesday for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. So, but now I sleep with those because like we didn't have that back then. But if I had, it would have made me feel like more secure.
Right.
But yeah. So there you go.
And also-
we haunted by a sheriff ghost.
Totally.
If you're listening to this and you think you want to walk around Mandee's tent, she will stab you.
If you open my tent, I will stab you.
You better be wearing chainmail because you're getting stabbed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Also, that
That's
sheriff
cool.
sucks.
Yeah, that sheriff
Yeah, I
sucks,
mean,
man.
you sound like
Stealing
a-
money.
You sound like a real piece of shit.
I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
like classify that all cops are like that, but you hear about that so much that people like sometimes high up in law enforcement are also criminals themselves. Like, you know, like the LA gang that's
Gangs?
in yeah, there's a gang in our
like
sheriff's
our
department.
sheriff.
Yeah. Or I was just listening to like a My Favorite Murder podcast or episode where they were talking about this sheriff who like our deputy or chief whatever, he was like in a gang of bank robbers too. It's like, yeah, because you can kind of, or like the Joseph D'Angelo, the Golden State Killer, like
Yeah, he was a cop.
yeah, you're like, oh yeah, you think you know your way around stuff because you know the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, it just reminds you that, of course, you know, all cops are, you know,
Hey,
bastards.
Yeah.
But you know,
But also, like, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, all like the LAPD was started by vigilantes. Like that's how the history of the LAPD came to be.
Wow.
Yeah, if you ever want to hear the full history, the Dollop did like a 4-part series on the LAPD like years ago.
Yeah.
But it started as like basically vigilantes, and so there wasn't a lot of rules. And if you know the history of the LAPD, like of course our sheriff runs gangs. Like of course this is how it's been.
Yeah.
Of course they've always kill people they shouldn't kill and beat up people they shouldn't beat up. And of course, they've never really been on the side of the people because they like lynched and hung people in Chinatown, you know, like they didn't care. And so the history of it, you're like, not that it makes it okay, it just makes it like, of course, it's never gotten better.
Well,
How
it makes it more like, oh, like it sounds like that's crazy. That would never happen. But you're like, but it has. It already has happened.
It has,
and it has a history of it. Yeah, for ages. So,
yeah,
I mean, like the patrols in the South, like the cops, all the cops from the South basically came from slave patrols, which is why they've all been, you know, and like just like hundreds of years of history of violence towards Black people. And it just makes a lot of sense if you understand the history of it. You're like, oh, of course it's never gotten better. How could it? Like, how could you scrub a system of that much racism?
That's interesting too, because I bet so many people in it don't even realize that's what they're in too. Like, you know, enough to be like, let's make sure it's not that anymore. But I grew up in a family of law enforcement, and I remember my uncle, maybe both of them, were like, don't stop on a road that's dark. Like, always go to a gas station. Like, I was always told that, which was so crazy because a few months ago that woman got rammed by that woman in like a minivan got rammed by a deputy because she wasn't
off the road.
But she was like, she had her flashers on and was like saying, she was like indicating that she was going to stop, but she didn't stop immediately. So he rammed her and her car flipped a bunch. But that's exactly what my family told me to do is don't stop.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell me not to stop because, oh, what if you pull into a ditch? They were telling me not to stop because they were like, sometimes you need to be around other people.
Yeah.
Around cops. So
as much as you possibly can, you need to be around other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
those situations.
Goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. That story of the woman in the mini is like so insane. It's like just crazy on a level that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, excuse me, you were wrong, Mr. Cop.
Also, like, I feel like someone should ask permission before they just ram a car. Like, they should be like, is this okay if I do this?
Yeah, she wasn't giving this car.
She wasn't giving way to a high-speed chase.
No.
She was slowing down with her flashers on and waiting for an appropriate place to pull, which is what you're taught to do in driver's education.
Yes.
Yes. Come on.
Also, I was saying, like, if there's a high-speed chase, someone, like the captain has to be like, okay, we're going to implement the ramming now, right?
Right.
They decide on it.
Yeah, it's like also, we've all witnessed high-speed chases that didn't end in ramming.
Yes.
No.
They end when someone hits, like, the side of a wall and they start running.
Yeah, they have to get out.
Oh.
You know,
Now,
things happen.
have you ever been to, like, a psychic or tarot or anything like that, or not your jam?
I've had friends that have done tarot readings, and I think in like high school I was very like interested in it, but never dedicated enough time to like really understand it, because it definitely did feel like, oh, there's like the superficial layer when you're like a teenager, you know, and you're like, oh, Ouija boards, tarot card readings, and you do sleepovers, but you're like, you were reading like whatever the 2-sentence description of the card, right, that comes with the pack. But I was always aware, I was like, I feel like there is like so much more interpretation that like somebody who really knows more can say to these cards, other than like, this card means this. And then you're just like, okay. Like,
all right.
you're like, okay.
Yeah. Wow. 3 swords.
And then you get like these like 3 vague things, and you're like, what does it mean? And everyone's like, I don't know. We're all teenagers too, you know. But I haven't spent a lot of time as an adult pursuing
anything.
We don't know how to interpret things. We're young.
It means you're a stupid bitch.
Yeah. Okay.
It means that you should break up with Dustin.
Yeah, that's what it means. That's totally what it means.
It means your relationship is coming to an end. Okay.
Oh my! I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
But so that's kind of in my experience with tarot cards, is like versions of that. And then I have friends who like do it, but I just feel like, or they've like done like loose things, like, oh, I'm doing this kind of, or they're practicing something, but never official readings. I just think that I've been like, yeah, sure, like, but also I'm fine, you know, like either way. I feel like it's not gonna dictate a lot of my choices in my life, or maybe I just don't want to have like an outside thought process to that. I'm fine failing on my own, I guess. I'm fine with that. Whatever bad choices I'm going to make, I'm fine with doing that in complete ignorance.
Yeah. Also, I think at like best, tarot cards are just saying like, well, what is on your mind right now and what would you like to happen? / like you have some control over this. You could change what you're doing in this particular area of your life. So,
it feels very like therapy a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, well, this has been on my mind. And they're like, okay, talk about this, that,
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I just kind of had a nice little session.
And I think that's going to be so like similar to like crystals and stuff. I think that can be so nice and helpful for people to kind of have a different way into that. If they're like opposed to therapy or they just want a different perspective on a problem and they just need like to look at it in a different light, I don't go to every psychic, go to every tarot card, like you do it all, like whatever. I know people that really like it's a thing for them and they find comfort in that guidance. And I think that that's great. I mean, if it makes you happy, if it makes you feel comforted and it makes you feel more secure in like decision making, or like if you're stuck on something and it gives you like an outside perspective or like viewpoint, I think that lots of people need that sometimes to like weigh options, it's just never quite. And maybe it's because I'm always like, I don't know, how much is that? No, it's okay. Like, and I'm not saying they should charge however much they wanted. I support all artists charging however much money they want to charge. But to me, I've always been like, that's okay. I think I'm solid.
Oh, I spend so much money on that stuff where I'm like, I don't know. Like I had an astrology reading that was, it was like hundreds of dollars, but it was cool. I mean,
yeah.
And
I'm sure those things are enlightening in so many ways.
And it's like a lot of math to it where she was like, okay, we're looking at like, she like literally had a program where she could like go back in time and be like, okay, is there a time you want to ask about? And then she could see what was in line.
Oh, that's cool.
When this thing happened to you. So I was like,
cool.
That's neat. Yeah.
I would be kind of into that. I'd be kind of into seeing if like this, like whatever the blah, blah, blah was in retrograde and the moon was in Saturn or, what I'm clearly I know a lot about this. But, whatever that stuff is in like some of my more troubling teenage years, that would be fascinating to me personally.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah. That would be more interesting than like the future stuff. I'd just be like, oh, tell me because I feel like then I'd be like, oh, I understand how this might have maybe had an effect on these moments in my life.
And like Natasha Bedingfield says, the rest is still unwritten. I don't know if that's actually her full name, but feel the rain on your skin.
I mean, I do put a lot of stock in, like, I feel like I do identify very much as a Leo, and I feel like I do put enough stock in like astrological signs of people, like. And I remember when there was, I don't know where we landed on this, but when they tried to add another zodiac sign and shift all of us,
everyone's upset.
I was like, no, I identify as a Leo. Like, do not make me not be a Leo. I spent most of my life, I have a lot of these traits, and I was like, will it really affect my life? No, but it definitely was like a moment where I was like, I don't think I'm okay with this. Like, this is a thing that I identify with in my life.
I remember when they tried to add that 13th sign, but I don't remember what the sign was, but there was
a very difficult name. I remember being like, no.
Also, we don't just like do that now. It's not like science. We're not letting this evolve.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you all doing? You've given us these signs and now we've all identified with them, And so I think that, and then like for the longest time, my boyfriend is a Taurus. And so the longest time people would be like, oh, Leo's and Taurus. That's so interesting, like interesting. And they'd be like, oh, you guys aren't supposed to work. And then like later I'd be like, oh, you guys are actually supposed to be like great together. And I was like, well, I don't know which one is it. Like, can somebody make up their mind, And so that's always been a little like, I'm like, is there really like compatibility stuff with that? Or is it just, again, like interpretation of stuff? So,
right.
No, I have this birthday book where it has, all the dates in the year. And so for your specific birthday, it'll tell you like what some of your traits are. So it's like so there's like 365 things you could be. And then there's like another, like from the same publisher, or there's one that's like about relationships, so you can find every day of the year with every day of the, it's a huge like book, and it'll say like if you're more compatible for like work, romance, friendship, and definitely it has proven to be true.
Whoa.
Do you reference it like when you first start dating somebody? Do you like reference the book to see if it's a fit?
I just actually bought it, but I remember I was like dating someone, and me and my friend were at a bookstore, that on Ventura, that Barnes and Nobles that used to be a really cool theater, kind of sad, but it looks neat still.
Yes, yeah.
We were there, and I was like, oh, let me look up me and my boyfriend, and it was like best suited for friendship, and I was like, that's not true.
Shit.
But it was. And then but hers was like was like, yeah, for marriage, and then they eventually did get married, so
Whoa.
who knows, but it's just interesting because on my birth date, I think the traits are it's like funny, dynamic, and thorough. And then my negative ones are thin-skinned and reactive. And I was like, boy, they really got me. They got me good.
You're like, yes, my thin skin is saying that this hits a little close to home.
Yeah.
I'm crying right now.
I always find those things so interesting, especially to like read. And I definitely did in my teenage years, probably more than in my adult life, for like comparative things. And it's probably when I got very attached to being like a Leo, when you like read the things, you're like, yes, I am fiercely loyal.
Right. Especially as like a teen when you're trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
You're like, yes, that's me. That's so huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I remember like reading horoscopes a lot and like getting like vaguely into numerology as a teenager. And then I think with numerology, I was like, this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to add stuff and
it seems complicated.
No. Betsy, you're a Cancer?
Nope. Keep trying.
Not a
Gemini.
Gemini, okay.
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, you're the twins.
I'm crazy.
It's fun because Betsy is so fun and fancy free, and then also has a temper.
You keep saying I have a temper. I get a little road rage, but
that's all I mean. Yeah, it just is.
But you keep being like, there have been multiple times.
That's the only time I've ever seen you mad.
It's like, you have quite the temper.
No,
like, it's road rage.
It's mostly because it's like, oh, that's a different side that I've that like
right.
it does. Right. It's like a 180 from happy fun Betsy, and then you're like, fuck you fucking idiot, and you're like, oh wow.
It's important to get the rage out in the moment so she doesn't like bottle it up and spill out on somebody else that has really no problem with. And it's just, an accidental anger outlet.
Yes.
Thank you. I will say I have been working on it though, and I've been chiller while I drive.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I find it's helpful just to call them all stupid, but like really like quietly, like you're so dumb.
I've been doing a lot of like, oh, you fucking dorks.
Yeah, there you go.
Dork.
I'm a horn honker. I don't mind.
Oh, that's a version of road rage.
But I always feel like, hello,
unless it's beneficial. But yes. I feel if it's beneficial, it's not.
Yeah, I'm like toot. Now my new car has like a really like almost like honk, like a really like horn, and so I'm like, oh, it just sounds aggressive. Like,
yes,
like I need like a toot.
Like, can I alter this horn to be polite, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Pay attention to the lights. Please go when it's your turn.
Yes. Hello. Yeah, exactly. Like, just be on your toes a little bit more, please.
Yeah.
You're ruining it for the rest of us.
I used to have pretty bad road rage before I lived in LA. Like when I would come down from Santa Barbara when I lived up there.
Yeah.
I would find myself, and that's when I developed it's better just to get it out in the car so that I'm not like mad all day.
Right.
It doesn't like ruin my whole day. It's like, it's done in the car and then I walk away from it. And as I've gotten older, I instead just am like, God, you guys all suck. Like you guys are just such bad drivers. Like you're so afraid. And there are lots of, I think also as I got older in LA, I met lots of people who moved from New York who had to drive, who were just really afraid of driving.
Of course.
And they're like, I just find it terrifying to drive in LA. And so they drive like they're terrified. And then those are the people I find annoying.
Now, whenever I'm in a car with Nicole Byer and someone does something, she will roll up right beside them and shake her finger. Not supposed.
Yes.
And I sometimes will do that too. Be like, no, you did bad.
Oh, I love
Sometimes
that.
I'll like sarcastically applaud. Be like, oh, that's good. Good job.
You should have like ribbons you can give to them. Like, oh, good job, participation award.
Cool, man. Cool.
Always wish they would have like one of those ticker tapes in your car that way you could be like, your blinker's still on, or
Because
My
people
mom
like
always was like,
if
I
you
want one
do
of
the
those.
thing to tell them, nobody knows. Nobody is taught that stuff anymore. Like
Exactly.
they're like, why is the person behind me flipping their blinkers on and off? And you're like, they're trying to tell you that your blinker's on.
Yeah.
or it's an initiation for a gang, which I believe is an urban legend or an urban myth. Yeah,
Big
like
Oh,
time.
I've never heard that before.
that, like,
sounds
there's a
exciting.
certain night, and if you drive and you see a car without its headlights and you flash your headlights, then they'll kill you or
They'll
something.
chase you down and kill you and stuff.
There is an urban legend from where I grew up. So I grew up in northern Indiana by Notre Dame. And I think I wrote down some highlights because it's something that I hadn't thought of forever. But it's kind of about this. Oh, I think maybe I didn't. But I'll tell you like loosely, and I'm sure somebody will comment and correct all of the things. But it's it's like by a cemetery on like Primrose Road in northern Indiana. And supposedly, like, if you drive down the road between like two places by the cemetery, if you drive slower than 20 miles an hour, your car will stop working. But if you drive more than 30 miles an hour, all your tires will go flat.
Whoa.
So I'm like, okay, first of all, this seems like a really specific haunting that has a speed limit.
Yeah, exactly.
So wow.
I feel like the city council came up with this urban legend.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or like maybe it was like that's what the speed the cars drove at the time. I have no idea, but yeah. And then there's like people have seen like stuff in the graveyard and things, but like a lot of it has to do with like driving down this specific piece of this road at a specific speed.
Now, I feel like every town has a version of there's a hill. And if you put your car in neutral,
it will go.
It will roll
like
up.
over the tracks or like
Yes, or over the exactly.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like I've heard so many of those from friends and stuff. Yeah.
It's like there's
sure.
a witch was killed there. It's sort of how it goes.
A lot of times.
Which just means that a woman with opinions is probably murdered there in the 1800s.
Right? Well, she will push your car up a hill.
She's,
Hey,
you know what? She's mean, but she
But
is.
helpful.
Oh yeah, she
gets shit done.
Yes, she's a boss bitch.
You know what? I'm like, I understand any woman who was killed in the 1800s for being a witch, sticking around and haunting the fuck out of people because I'm like, yeah, I would be pissed too.
Yes. I think it's game on because it truly is like, she's reading not the Bible. Let's fucking kill her.
He
And
has an opinion that doesn't agree with mine as a white male.
Yeah.
Or she was rude to me last week, and so I'm just gonna say she's a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't let me have my way with her.
Yeah.
So she's a witch.
But wasn't
She told me no.
a lot of it though was other women being like, she's a witch.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah,
pretty, so she has to be a witch.
Yeah.
It was just that wild mob mentality. Like, yeah, just humans being cuckoo.
Just crazy, yeah. And it's so interesting how easily, I mean, religion is a weird cult mob mentality anyway, and so it's interesting to read history and see how quickly and easily people turned on their neighbors because they thought that and then they thought, oh, if I'm still friends with them, then I'll be labeled and then I'll die. So I have to throw them under the bus then, instead of just being like, stop, everyone calm the fuck down.
Right.
Yeah. who even cares what you think in your head?
I mean, they had nothing to do.
I think that's a big thing too, where it's like, okay, our one day of not working, we go sit in a church for 8 hours and listen to a creep like scream at us about how we're supposed to live. Like, what an awful time to be alive.
Yeah, and if you really like, there's so many insane things that the church tried to control or like have opinions about that were nothing connected. They just like, that's like how they wanted life to be. Like when a lot of people early came over here from Europe, they were really against wigs because wigs simplify, like were like fancy people in France or like fancy blah 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 rich hoity-toities. And so they were really against wigs. And so like anybody who wore a wig was like against the church. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with your religion. Nothing.
Oh, man.
But then when more people came after the French Revolution, like moved over to America, there were more wigs naturally because they were like, I'm so sorry. What's your problem with? Oh, yeah, I don't care about your problem with wigs.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's a political party, the wigs. Come on.
But it's like, it's such a weird thing. It was like, oh, I'm sorry that one person with a wig did something mean to you when you were a kid, kind of style.
Yep.
All wigs are bad. Not all wigs.
But that's how it feels like they made the decision about witches. It was like, oh, this woman says something, or she's too independent or too free-minded or too pretty, or like my husband looked at her once, or whatever it is, and and it's such a mean thing that we did to women.
Yeah. Kind of not cool to them to this day, I think.
Yeah.
Still
as a whole.
Awful.
Yeah.
Still pretty
better, but not
too.
good, I guess.
And you wonder why they might want to learn mean things to do to you because you're mean to them.
Yeah.
Right.
If someone were burning me at the stake and like they're about to light it, I would be like, I'm coming back for all of your children. I
will haunt your whole line for the rest of eternity. 100%.
Absolutely.
I curse you. I would say all this
your
stuff.
crops constantly with my shit.
Yeah, 100%. And be like, how fucking dare you, assholes?
Yeah, don't you dare.
No, don't you.
Don't you dare.
We're always insane, but that's a very insane specific period of time where it feels just so mean and crazy that we thought that was anywhat acceptable as society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess though it was just like a time where you're like, this is a thing and it's happening and we're all excited about it. Like we're like, I found a witch. Or what is that? I'm gonna get this all wrong, but there was like a group of young girls who they believe were all possessed at the same time, but it really was like this mass hysteria of like schoolgirls.
That was kind of the beginning of Salem, of the Salem witch trials. There were a lot of like younger girls, and then it was like this like psychological, or they're now learning of like, oh, we think it's that, like this mass hysteria thing.
But this happened in like the last like 30 years, I believe.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay.
I don't remember which country.
There was a movie made about it, right?
There's all the little
Where
girls.
they like fainted a bunch or something?
Yeah, they were like, oh, they're like, all the girls are possessed. And it was like, well, they just kind of like were getting, sometimes when you're a teen girl and you're like, that's happening to me too.
Yeah. It was like somebody managed to do it and they made it cool enough that all the girls wanted to join in.
Yeah. It's like, remember when kids would make themselves pass out?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And people be like, oh, cool, I want to try it now. It's like, what's going on?
It's all just slumber party mentality.
It truly is.
It's the same mentality of like when you were with a Ouija board and you're like, are you moving it? Are you moving it?
Yeah,
like,
I'm not moving it.
Now, have you ever played?
I'm not.
Have you ever played with a Ouija board?
I did, like when I was younger, at sleepovers. Not a whole ton. I think I grew up in a space that I feel like I didn't really have a lot of friends until I went to photo school in college. Because I feel like I just grew up in a time and place that I feel like Hollywood would write about, where like high school is definitively defined in like cliques, like very specific. Like people like watch movies and they're like, no high school is like that. I'm like, oh, mine was like that.
Wow.
And then like if you're like the weird art kid, there wasn't like a weird art kid clique. And so I was like, oh, do I fit in here? Or do I? So I went to like a lot of slumber parties with like people that I just like weren't really friends with, but like you did stuff, you know? And so I didn't have a ton of experiences like that, but I had a handful where I was like, okay, maybe there's something moving this, maybe there's something that's not. I was like, but it's fun. Like this is a fun concept.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Did anybody, do you remember any times where like the other people freaked out and they're like, oh my God, it's my uncle or whatever?
I mean, man, I wish that'd been so much more exciting.
No,
I feel like it was always just like, is somebody here? And then it's like, yes. And it's like, oh, ask a question, you know? And then you're trying to figure out who the spirit was.
It does take forever to get any information out of it because you're like spelling it.
Oh man, yeah. When I'm a ghost and I do a Ouija, there's gonna be a lot of errors.
I think I'm just gonna be like yes or no questions only.
yeah.
Fuck this spelling shit. I don't want to move your hands this much. Just yes or no.
Yes or no. That's it.
Maybe some numbers or whatever, but that's it.
Yeah, sure. No words over 2 letters.
Well, do you have time to listen to a listener story with us?
Sure, why not?
All right, I'm going to pull one up.
Ooh, yeah.
Hi, Marcy. Hi, Betsy, and August. My name's Holly. I'm coming to you from London, England. And I love you, etc. So one of my really good friends to this day is my best friend from when I was a kid. Her name's Megan, and she is great and lovely. And she was always like the cute kid that had it all together. And I was the like, you know, chubby, awkward, weird kid. So I really lucked out that she said she'd be my friend. Anyway, we'd be in her house. I was always there. And she would be suddenly go really weird and be like, we have to go out into the garden. We have to go out into the garden. We have to go now. And I'd be like, why, what is it? And be really curious. And she wouldn't tell me what was going on. And then she'd tell me that when she was in the house, every now and then she'd get this audible sound of someone breathing, like, you know, and she could hear it, and it would just get louder and louder until she left the house and stood in the garden or went out into the street, and then it would go away, and she would wait for a while, and then she'd come back into the house, and it would just happen every now and then. And it happened, a couple of times while I was there, and I wanted to be like, oh yeah, tell me all about it, and let's go back in and hear it. You know, I wanted to hear it myself, but she was like, absolutely not. And you know, she, as I say, she was like a really normal kid. And I've asked her about it since, and she's said, yeah, I don't know what that was about, but I wasn't making it up, you know. So I think that's pretty cool and kind of wacky. So that's my story. And I also just wanted to say, Marcy, thank you so much for what you said in the episode with Ros Dresfeles about using sage and similar things responsibly. Here in Europe, you can get mugwort, which is actually a local form of sage, which is more sustainable as a result and has been used for thousands of years in these lands in the UK and in Europe for cleansing spaces. So just thought I'd give that tip for anyone who's somewhere where you can source mugwort. I get mine off Etsy. Anyway, thank you so much. Bye.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being like a kid and hearing that creepy breathing?
And being like, well, I have to leave my house.
And then I just wait a bit and hope that it's gone?
Why are ghosts breathing heavy? They don't breathe at all.
Yeah, you don't have lungs.
Do you know? Maybe this ghost does.
I mean,
maybe this ghost is just a pair of lungs.
That's true.
I'm sorry. The visual of that was like too funny for me.
Floating around, little lungs.
Or maybe they like had asthma when they were living, and that's how, and, you know, or like that's how they died or something, and that's how they come back. I do love that though. as an adult being like, but I wasn't lying. It happened.
I wasn't lying.
Yeah. Just to clarify, I don't know what it was, but I wasn't lying as a kid. I mean, I would like to think that not all humans are the same, that not all ghosts are the same. You know, that they all have their own like weird quirks and like things to them.
Right.
Yeah.
How boring if they were like all identical.
Yeah.
And
Then I don't want to be one.
yeah.
It's like, if I have to be the same as everybody, I don't want to come back as a ghost. No, thank you.
Way.
No, thank
pass.
you.
Not happening.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's when people are like scared of ghosts. It's like, well, not all people are scary. So it doesn't mean that the ghost in your house is scary. They might be fine and just kind of like loud, just a little annoying or loud.
Yeah. I thought that story was going to go that she had like a more of a premonition or just like a feeling that she needed to leave with the way that it first started out. Because I've had those, like when I've gone to like abandoned buildings or something, you're like wandering around and then you're just like, oh, we should go. But you don't really know why. You're just like, no,
But
we're
you're just
done
like,
here.
Whoa.
Like you're like, we need to be done here, you know, or like whatever that is. It's just like, you're like, no, it's time to go. Like, and you don't really know why. It's like, there's no reason. You could stay there for another like 4 hours or something. But I've just had like a very strong feeling of being like, no, it's time. We shouldn't be here anymore.
Whoa.
But it's not a breathing sound. But that's what I thought that story was going to go.
Yeah.
It's kind of because it kind of sounded like the similar like thought process to that.
feeling.
Like, oh, like we need to like leave the house for a little bit for a reason. You know, I don't know why, but.
Right. Ooh.
I'm always so curious, like, did that kid tell their mom? Or, like, I don't know. Like, I'm always so interested in, like, what are the dynamics of the people inside that house? Like, is everyone else like, oh, yeah, I hear it too? Because people don't talk about it sometimes.
Yeah, I do wonder that. Like, in our audio show, we have it that the girl told her parents she could see ghosts and they, like, move her to upstate New York. They think she's losing her mind. And so I do wonder, like, if you were a kid and told your parents that you could see ghosts or that you thought your house was haunted and they didn't see or feel whatever you were experiencing, like, how crazy would they think you are?
Yeah.
Right. I also feel parents don't tell their kids.
Oh, I mean, definitely
if they've
not.
had stuff to be like, I'm not going to scare. I mean, my
would
parents
you?
don't tell us stuff.
I mean, if I was a parent and I felt like I was living in a haunted house, I would 100% not tell my kids. I would just focus on like finding a way to no longer live in that house.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I didn't live in a haunted house, but my whole family, their goal was to scare children. Like, they were always telling us terrifying stories. Or like, even, like I said, my family's in law enforcement. They would tell like this like terrifying story about my grandfather and like this gruesome crime scene he went into without a gun once. Like, you know, like someone, like he was just the closest person to a house where like people were like, we heard gunshots and he didn't have a gun. So he just like walked in and you're like, oh my God, that's so scary. Why are you doing this? We're children.
Whoa.
Were they hoping that like you would just be the best law-abiding citizens out of pure horror?
No, I think they thought it was a good story that he walked in and found a family dead. He found a whole family dead.
Oh my God.
They're like, oh, we have this great story about how you found that whole family dead, remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell it.
And you're like, well, I
it's
guess
Christmas.
You know, it does make you
Gather around.
it does put some pieces together why he's drinking so much, I guess.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I just remember being like, yeah, so many, or like the urban legends they would tell anytime we'd have like a weenie roast or something.
Oh, they had like really good ones, not just like the classic whatever like ghost stories that everybody heard growing up.
Well, probably those too, but there was always a twist. Like, I'm from Louisiana, so it's harder to find people who don't believe that it is people who do. So everyone's got a story that they've heard.
Yeah. Louisiana, I think, has got a lot of like spiritual juju in it, like just as a whole, like, and then like just the Creole people in general. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard, a lot of them like lived up in Canada.
Yeah, the not Creole, Cajun, yes.
Oh, Cajun, yes, sorry,
Yes,
Cajun.
yeah.
And then when they came, and then like basically they got kicked off Nobody was happy that they were just like kicking it up there, having it easy. And then they kicked them off and like spread them out, made them refugees. And a lot of them ended up in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's a longer story, but that's the gist of it.
I think also part of it was they just kept losing every time there was like a fight or a battle. They lost. They
want to participate. They wanted to just be neutral.
Yeah. They got kicked all the way down from Nova Scotia down to Louisiana.
Whoa.
And then they talk like this all the time. They never stop. It's like, so like my uncle Chinook has such a thick Cajun accent.
Yeah. Yeah, I listened to a lot of the Dollop, and there's a good one on the Cajuns and how they came from from Canada down and got dispersed, and then a lot of them ended up in Louisiana.
Whoa.
It's just not that interesting, but when I was taking French in college, we had a teacher from Montreal, and he was like, a lot of French speakers think that Cajun French is like bad, but it's actually like their version of Old English. It didn't evolve as much.
Whoa.
Yeah, because when they got dispersed and moved down, they just kept the dialect that they had at the time instead of like in a natural place. If you were surrounded by others and like a larger population, you would evolve together within language. But if you're more isolated, then you would just keep whatever version of dialect you had.
Especially
so it's like more tribal.
The other people around you aren't speaking that language, so you're kind of having to go back and forth between languages.
Yeah, so you wouldn't like evolve your natural dialect of your language into like a more current day one, and you would just keep it.
Yeah, we were always sad that my grandfather, whose like first language was French, but he lived in the U.S. He was maybe I think second generation. So, but he spoke French. And then when he went to school, the nuns really literally beat it out of him. So, but he never spoke it to us. And that's such a shame too. Like,
that's such a bummer.
Yeah.
God, it's like when they beat people for being left-handed.
Oh, goodness.
Got some left-handed people. They really got it bad on that side of the family.
Oh no!
I got it bad.
Oh no!
Oh no! Those Jarrows.
That's such an insane thing. It's like very similar. Like she's a witch. She's left-handed.
Exactly. It's exactly that of like, yeah, our religion doesn't like that. What? I think it's just one person.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. It's like a left-handed person once stabbed my dad.
Yeah,
because I was watching the right. I didn't expect it from the left. Oh man, this has been so fun talking to you, Mandee. This has been great.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I can't believe it's already over just like that.
I know. Tell everyone where to find Haunt the Johnsons.
So you can find Haunt the Johnsons on Audible, and if you've never had an Audible subscription, you can get one for free and listen to it. Or if you have an Audible subscription, I believe you have access to it for free with like one of your credits that you normally have. And it's a very fun, good for a road trip. It's fast paced. Got lots of jokes, lowbrow and highbrow humor.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. It's so great chatting.
Oh, boy, Betsy, that was so fun to talk to Mandee.
That was so fun. We made a new friend.
She's so cool.
She's very cool.
I love people who have, a lot of knowledge about just things.
Everything.
Yeah.
I'm always blown away. I'm like, how do you remember stuff?
Well, it's because her brain's not having deja vu. It works properly.
That's right. Never had deja vu. That blows my mind.
My brain is doing all kinds of weird things instead of thinking straight.
Oh, yeah. Same.
But shall we read some listener stories to close things out?
Yes.
All right, I have one pulled right up, and
Okay.
it is called Ouija's Story.
Ouija's Story.
Ouija's Story. Puppet babies. Remember them? Remember them?
Yeah, I love that show.
Remember them?
I remember.
Okay. Do. Hi, Betsy and Marcy. Oh, how I love thee. Oh,
Oh, thank you.
I thought Funny Feeling was a Patreon, so I'm so excited to have subscribed in time for spooky season.
Yay!
I was like, this is a year old. I have. Oh, thank you so much for the generous surprise. Oh my God.
Oh, anytime.
I have a Ouija board story for you. Names have been changed.
Ooh, okay.
When I was in high school, I took a Ouija board to a graveyard close to midnight with 3 friends. Jeez Louise.
Okay.
Brave or what?
Brave.
We nestled down with candles and the mood was immediately set. These 3 friends were the perfect combination of good-natured and believers in the beyond.
Nice.
We did grow up amongst mystic enthusiasts in the P&W, after all, Pacific Northwest. I think that's what that means.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The first round was unsettling. The reader immediately began moving and spelled out some gibberish before telling us it was contacting us from hell.
Ooh.
Yuck.
Yucky.
We stopped to gather ourselves and lose that demon. When we were ready, we placed our hands on the reader again. The reader soon began to move slowly but deliberately. The following conversation took place. Please feel free to add many dramatic pauses. Okay. Us. Hello. Bored. Hello, CSDB. Me. CSDB. Bowie. CJ, Sonia, David, and Bowie are fucking names.
Whoa.
Us. What is your name? Bored. Julie. Us. How old are you? Bored. 3.
Ew. Nuh-uh.
My friends heard kids laughing, so we stopped.
No.
I think we tried again, but didn't get results or got another scary, nonsensical message. So we left, pleased and excited about our experience. The graveyard was close to my house and my curiosity was impossible to ignore. I went back the next day, scanning graves with my dog, and pretty quickly I found a grave that said Julie Rachel Smith. And the dates were 1975 through 1979. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's what they wrote too.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
It's funny. I didn't read it.
Ooh.
I'm open to all kinds of explanations. Julie is a common name. 3 is an endearing age. We all conjure up this image, pushing the reader. Then there was a maybe not so amazing and tragic coincidence. The movement of the Ouija board had been strong and the mood was terrifying but safe, minus the first demon. I haven't used a Ouija since and love telling the story. I hope those 3 friends are doing well. Thanks again for everything, CJ.
Wow. CJ.
I
think Julie was talking to you.
I mean, I always get confused though, because if you're like, okay, you're a 3-year-old, but you can do anything.
You
can do anything. I guess.
3-year-olds. They're maybe spelling their name right.
I don't think at that age.
Yeah,
unless
actually, I don't know.
Their name is Sam.
Yeah.
Only Sam's. But it just, I feel like they're not reading and writing yet.
Fair.
Usually they can say, you can ask them, how old are you? And then go free.
Right.
Free.
So maybe they had someone helping them though. You know?
True.
Maybe they had another spirit being like, I'll do it.
Or
on,
maybe
Julie.
they don't have to push anything. They can just think it.
Say it.
Yeah.
And the board, maybe they say it and say it, don't spray it.
Yeah, don't spray it, kids.
Say it, don't spray it.
You're 3. Come on. Now, what about this dadgum demon? From hell, please.
From hell, come on.
Can you imagine continuing on after a demon from hell comes through?
No fucking way. Absolutely not. It was always like, hey, I'm coming at you from hell. I'd be like, all right, we're done.
We're leaving the graveyard.
I'm never touching that board again. Get out of here.
I don't know why I even wanted to do this. This was a bad idea.
I didn't really want to do this in the first place.
I hate all of you, and I'm never speaking to you again.
Yeah, we're never talking about this again. Our friendship is over.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, baby. I'm out of there. Wow. Okay, I got one.
Okay.
This one's titled, My Nephew Was Named After the Omen.
Ooh.
I like this. Hi, Betsy and Marcy. Love the pod. Big fan, big fan. Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to share some stories about my nephew. He's 11 now. I just love reminiscing on how much of a creep he was as a baby. My sister's a horror fanatic, so she named my nephew Damien. Yes, after the Omen.
Why?
Oh, man. Oh, man. I feel you could pick a chiller, Jason or a Michael or Freddie.
Freddie.
One day, my sister was doing her hair in her room when the door opened behind her while Damien, 3-year-old at the time, was watching TV in the next room. All of a sudden, she heard him let out a playful scream followed by laughter. She was looking into her mirror that was facing the doorway when she saw him zoom across.
Whoa.
Confused, she quickly got up to see where he was going, and when she looked in the direction he ran, she could see just his little feet turning the corner down the dark hallway. Not to mention, Damien was normally terrified of this hallway at night. My sister tried to catch up with him and saw just his feet turn quickly again into the last room on the left. She could hear giggling, so she creeped in trying to surprise him. And when she turned on the lights, the giggling completely stopped, and it was obvious she was alone in there. Freaked out, she ran back to the living room, and there was Damien, still standing next to the TV, staring at my sister when he said, Mommy, who was that?
Oh, my God.
Ooh, I got crazy chills.
That's the worst case scenario that you
That
think.
is the worst case scenario.
Oh, no.
Another story is one time I got a bunch of little toys for my nephew for his 3rd birthday. I said, look, Damien, all these toys are from you. Are for you. That's like in the movie. This is for you, Damien. Anyways, he looked at me very seriously and said, it's all for me. I said, yeah, little man, of course. When he responded straight-faced with, can you say it's all for Damien? So I said, it's all for you, Damien. Oh, yeah. Can you say it's all for you, Damien? So I said, it's all for you, Damien. Then he cheerfully scooped up the toys and skipped away singing, thank you, Auntie. If you're not familiar with the Omen, Damien's nanny says these exact words, it's all for you, Damien, when she proceeds to hang herself at his birthday party. LOL. All right, guys, stay spooky. I'm out.
LOL.
Damien, you little creeper. That's so funny.
How does he know?
I'm sure Mom says it.
Oh.
You know, I would.
Like when she
all
makes
the
him
time.
breakfast in the morning, she's
It's
like,
all for you, Damien. Yes, of course.
oh my God, that's so funny.
These waffles, they're all for you, Damien. Have you seen the Omen
Yeah.
from like the 70s?
Yeah.
God, it's so good.
Those 2 Rottweiler dogs, too.
Oh, right. Ugh. Yeah, it's so good. Wow.
And then he just, doesn't he move to America?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I guess he
there's like a bunch of Omens then.
Oh, really?
Manu and I think we watched kind of recently, like watched a bunch of them, and number 4 is bonkers, and it's with a little girl, and it's so crazy, and I feel we really had a lot of fun. Number 3 Damien is a politician. I think he's like running for president or something.
That's what I thought. Because I was like, oh, there was like some symbolism that the kid like was going to grow up and be a politician.
Yes.
Which makes it tracks. That tracks.
Tracks big time, dude.
Dude,
yeah. Big time. Dude, big time. Wow. These are great. Thank you all so much.
What is it with fucking 3-year-olds?
Dude. 3-year-olds being creepy.
Be creepy.
Being creepy.
Yeah. Thanks so much, you guys. And keep sending them to us.
Yes, please. We love reading them.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy. And don't shit your pants.
That was a HeadGum podcast.